Corey Brennan of Fightful Select has dropped some very interesting questions and answers regarding WWE NXT, and I want to discuss it all right here on the Ango Show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to TAS. I want to kick things off with an interesting story surrounding Rossy Ogawa. You guys might remember him from Stardom. Now, obviously, he has Marigold. And I thought this was really interesting. The source is Number Web. And Rossy Ogawa was quoted for saying, "Triple H told me I want to help you with whatever you want to do, whether it's with Stardom or as a solo artist. He gave me the push I needed. I was starting to feel uncomfortable at Stardom, and I couldn't show my true potential. I was like a decoration, told to just sit there." And I find this to be a very fascinating story because before Marigold started, there was rumors on the internet that Triple H and the WWE were trying to get Rossy out of Stardom so that way they can do their own thing. And obviously, we all saw Tony Khan's social media behavior regarding Rossy Ogawa. And there was just a lot of mixed communication, a lot of rumors, a lot of things he say, she say. And, it's an interesting story because I feel like Marigold and WWE is obviously going to have a partnership of some sort. Whether they announce it anytime soon or not, I don't know. But we know that Julia is expected to work WWE NXT. We know that Julia is expected to be a very big part of WWE NXT. But I also think it's important that we understand if WWE is working with Marigold, WWE could send some of their talents out to Japan as well, and therefore Stardom could potentially become weaker with the rise of Marigold. So yeah, it's very interesting. It's a very chaotic story when you think about it. I think a lot of people need to understand that WWE doesn't want AEW to grow. With Stardom getting bigger and bigger and bigger, obviously that impacts AEW, considering AEW for the longest time was not working with Stardom. The way I look at this is it's business. Wrestling's a cutthroat business. I don't really know what else to say other than that, right? Like Triple H and Rossy building this relationship, WWE signing Julia, yeah, it does impact AEW. But at the same time, too, isn't this a wrestling war? Isn't this what the fans have been asking for? Wrestling fans have wanted some sort of wrestling war between the two. I don't know. Do I think it's scummy? I think it's business people being business people. WWE working with Marigold's a good thing for the women in NXT and the main roster who want to travel to Japan and work with some of their favorites across the pond. WWE working with Marigold is not a good thing for AEW unless WWE and Marigold's partnership goes nowhere. Because, of course, with AEW, they are still working with New Japan. They are still working with Stardom. At the end of the day, I think both companies just need to put forward the best product possible, and the rest will figure itself out. Gigi Dolan. I spoke about this on my post show for NXT this past week, but I do want to talk a little bit about this because Corey Brennan revealed in his Q&A on Fightful Select that the Gigi Dolan storyline with Ariana Grace has been dropped, and there was no significant reasons, or any reasons really, I should say, that were provided to Corey Brennan. But this is a storyline that's been dropped, and I did talk a little bit about this on my post show, and I guess it's just more of a curiosity thing, maybe something I'm not entirely understanding. But it really just seems like ever since Toxic Attraction split up, Gigi Dolan has not benefited at all from the split. I mean, at least JC Jane is on TV. She's doing something with Thea Hale. There's something there. But when it comes to Gigi Dolan, she did not benefit at all from the split of Toxic Attraction. And with Mandy Rose gone, the likelihood of Toxic Attraction coming together is very unlikely. The idea that the storyline, which, by the way, I want to say the storyline was actually pretty damn fun to watch. Ariana Grace and Gigi Dolan had some really good chemistry on TV. I thought they were pretty funny together. I thought their styles contrast each other quite well. And to see that WWE has decided to drop it, there's obviously got to be a reason as to why. Corey Brennan, by the way, has been excellent in breaking down some of the news in NXT. And for him to not be able to get an answer, I'm very curious. I am absolutely curious as to what this could mean. Is Gigi Dolan not on good terms with WWE? Like, what is the situation here? I don't know. Very unfortunate, though, because I feel like anytime a group splits up, obviously there's always going to be one person who benefits greatly and there's going to be somebody who doesn't benefit at all. But I remember Gigi Dolan as Priscilla Kelly. And when she came to WWE and became Gigi Dolan, the reactions were great. People liked her. People liked Toxic Attraction. I think people were even really starting to like this thing with her and Ariana Grace. And then for it to be dropped, it just doesn't make sense. And it's unfortunate. And we'll see what happens, man. Is this the end of the road for her in WWE? Who knows? I don't want to speculate, but definitely something to pay attention to. And that brings us to our final topic. A couple things that you guys need to know. Corey Brennan has confirmed by talking to his sources in WWE NXT talent and production, there has been no word about WWE NXT going back on the road. Now, it doesn't mean that it's not happening, but this is something that's been asked about a lot on social media, and a lot of people have been spreading this rumor that perhaps WWE NXT will start traveling again for their weekly television. As of right now, it doesn't look like that's in the plans. Obviously, there's a huge amount of logistics that go into a traveling brand. And WWE doing that with NXT, in my opinion, would probably be a bad idea. At the same time, too, WWE is moving to the CW network, and there are some big plans for this show. And part of that is based on the talent that they're pushing. So Corey Brennan also says that Trick Williams and Julia are both set to be a very big part of pushing the brand forward when WWE NXT lands on the CW. Now, I just want to say this. Julia, fantastic talent. Trick Williams, fantastic talent. Two really good talents. I like NXT being a studio-based show. Granted, yes, they're in the Performance Center, but whether it's the Performance Center, whether it is Full Sail, I like it. The more intimate crowd makes it a little bit more exciting. When you see the crowd, you know, they're a little bit more of the smarter fans. They pay attention to a lot of things outside of WWE. Ethan Page shows up. They react very well. I think, you know, WWE trying to grow the NXT brand is a great thing. Going to the CW is a great thing. Maybe what I would do if I were WWE when NXT moves to the CW. Instead of taking it on the road, I would continue to do the pay-per-views outside in larger arenas, keep the show at the Performance Center, redesign the production, the Trons, stuff like that. Just give it a little bit of a change. Maybe even update the logo, the color scheme, show off a new era. You know, we're starting to see some elements of black and gold. We're seeing some elements of 2.0, and I like that. But I don't think it's necessary for them to take the show on the road. As far as Trick Williams and Julia being the ones to lead the ship, I'm cool with it. I think they're awesome. I'm excited to see some of the stuff that's happening in NXT. It's one of my favorite shows on a weekly basis. It's the most consistent wrestling TV show on air. And I just don't want them to screw that up. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the Ango Show.